Hey folks, in this lecture we're going to learn about one of the most important parts of Flask, and that is routes. When we build any website, we want users to visit different pages. For example, a home page, a contact page, or a blog post page. In Flask, we define each of these pages using something called a route. A route is created by using a special function called route. A route in Flask is like a signboard on the road that tells the website which page to show when someone visits a certain link. For example, when you visit a website and type just the main address like example.com, it shows the home page. That is called the route, written with just a forward slash. But if you go to example.com/about, it shows the About Us page. That slash about part is also a route. In Flask, we always start by making something called an app. This word app is just a name for a very important part of our website. It helps us to control how the website will work. Think of an app like the brain of our site. It listens to people who visit the site and then decides what to show them. When someone opens our website in their browser, they send a request to see a page. The app watches for these requests, but we need to teach it what to do when certain pages are opened. For this, we use something called the route function. We write it using the app and tell it, when someone goes to this link, show this message or this page. For example, we might say, hey app, if someone visits the home page, show them a welcome message. That's how Flask knows what to do when someone visits our site. The app listens and follows the instructions we give it through the route. In Flask, when we want to create a web page, we must tell Flask which link should open that page. This is done using something called the route function. We begin with the word app because earlier in our code we created an object using the Flask class and named it app. This app object is what connects our Python code to the web browser. Now, to create a route, we write app.route. The dot is used to connect the app with the route function. Inside the round brackets, we give the path as a string. This path tells Flask what part of the website we are talking about. If we write just one forward slash like Ashwin it means the home page, the main page that opens when someone visits the website without adding anything to the end of the URL. If we write something like /contact, it means we are creating a new route for a contact page. So when someone visits the site and types /contact at the end of the web address, this will open the page we link to that route. This is how we connect different web addresses to different pages in Flask. After defining the route, we immediately write a function below it. This function is often called a view function because it controls what the user will see when they visit that path. You can name this function anything, but names like home or about make it easy to remember. This function must return something, either a simple message like a string, a full web page, HTML, or some data in JSON format. Whatever we return here is what the user will see in their browser. Now let's talk about what happens behind the scenes. When the user opens a browser and types your website link, the browser sends a request to your server. Flask receives this request, checks all the routes you defined using the route function, and looks for a match. If it finds a matching route, it runs the corresponding function. This function does the work. Maybe it fetches data, processes a form, or reads a database, and finally sends something back. That final result is the response. So in simple words, the browser sends a request, Flask runs the view function, and then Flask sends back a response. So that's how Flask handles routes in the simplest way. See you in the next lecture.